Hello, everyone, and welcome to a preview of the 2019-20 Northwood University men's basketball team. I'm Travis McCurdy, joined by Coach Jeff Rekeweg. And, Coach, well into preseason, games are coming up soon. Where do you assess the status of your program right now?
Well, I really like our effort. We've got a long way to go, but I really like our guys' focus and their intensity and willingness to be coached. So that's been a joy. We've done made a lot of changes defensively, fundamentally. So it's been a challenge for them and for the coaching staff.
I think the thing that I like best about your team going into this year is you lost some good players from last year, obviously, as you do every year. But you really have experienced players that have played key roles pretty much at every position 1 through 5 coming back this year.
Yeah, I mean, we had some injury issues. I mean, most teams deal with that throughout the year. Obviously, we lose our leading scorer in Alec Marty from last year, and then with Zach Allred, our other senior, being hurt a lot of the year, there was freshmen that really had to step up and had the opportunity to play, probably more than what we had planned. But that was a tough thing during the year last year, but it's a positive going into this year with the experience that they've had.
When you look at your team, I think you start almost every – it's really hard to be a good team without a good point guard, and you've got a really good point guard, sophomore Jacavian Lewis. Expectations were really high last year, and I thought he lived up to the expectations, and I'm sure those expectations have done nothing but go up for this year.
Yeah, I've been really thrilled with the way that he's gone about his business. JK is such a feel-type player and an emotional player. To get into more of a structured situation is not easy for him, and he's really done a great job of making that effort of adapting to what we're doing defensively and getting more discipline on the defensive side, because there was a lot of times last year that he really hurt us defensively, as good as he was offensively of getting things going. So excited about that. I think he's learning what it really takes to be a full college player and to play in the league that we have and the games we're playing every night and teams we're playing every night. So we're really excited about that.
You also have a really strong senior class at a couple positions, key positions, Trey McBride and David Yelnick to start with, along with Bruno Solomon and those players like that. Those guys are all going to be key players for you guys, and they've all really improved and I think are all poised for good senior seasons. Yeah,
Trey is an exceptional high-level athlete and a high-level defender. Every game pretty much he was on the opponent's best player and loved that challenge. And he's working on the offensive side of the game, being consistent. I think he's one of the best slashers, cutters in the country, and certainly our league. David Yelnick was right up there at the top field goal percentage in our league. Obviously, we're hoping he can stay healthy and with that consistency. And probably one of the biggest bright spots, and we've not had him for a full year so far this preseason, has been Bruno Solomon. He's markedly better defensively. He has that big, strong frame, pretty athletic. Can seem kind of stiff sometimes, but very athletic, and he's been exceptionally coachable and been a joy to be around. So we're excited about those three seniors, and they have a sense of urgency knowing that this is their last go-around.
Tell us about some of the other players you bring back that are expected to be key contributors for you this season.
Well, I mean, obviously, we already talked about Jacavian Lewis. Jack Ammerman would be another returner that had a lot of minutes, had a good start to the year, and kind of had that freshman, I don't know if you want to call it slump, but the game was a little fast for him through a good part of the year, but I thought he finished strong. Danny Culp is a high-level athlete that's added more body mass again this summer. And has done a great job in his training, and I look to him to have even more of a role. Big Cal, has gone from a little over 300 pounds down to about 268 now, so he really worked hard in the offseason on his conditioning and getting his body right. He's capable of being a big contributor for us. With him, it's just going to be on the discipline side. defensively and offensively. So I'd say those guys are probably as far as returners, and then there's several other guys. That's one of the things that's been fun about this is as a coaching staff, and we've talked to our players about this, but as a coaching staff, figuring out that top 10 is still a little early for us and very, very competitive. So it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top there.
And I think one thing that I'm really looking forward to is you've got some versatility on this team where you could go really big or really small with some of the guys that can play multiple positions. So you've got probably as much, if not more, versatility than you've had in a long time.
Absolutely, and guys that have really worked to change their game. I didn't mention Trevor Davis. He's a walk-on for us that through the summer really increased his strength and right now he's put himself in position to be in the conversation as a backup for Jacavian Lewis and a couple other, whether it's freshmen or transfers. Evan Loudon, a junior college transfer, big guard that we're expecting to help us a lot. He's still adjusting to our style and what we're doing. And then two freshmen in Darius Ware and Marion Scott. And Marion's been really good so far, and he's challenging for a starting position.
Tanner Reha, you've got all sorts of depth across the board. These guys are all really good and really going to push you for Dimitri Martin. All these guys are very good players that have potential to be great for you. What, if you're a Northwood fan that's been following you for years, is there anything different? You mentioned some defensive adjustments, style of play. Are we going to see the same Timberwolves or maybe some new things?
No, we'll see some new things. Offensively, they'll be very similar in what we've done in the past. I think we have more guys that can really run the floor and space the floor. The question mark for us, honestly, is going to be our perimeter shooting without Alec, and then even the perimeter shooting being consistent is going to be the question mark. We feel pretty good about Jack, but then from there's some question marks on where we go on that perimeter. But defensively, we're hoping to go more 94 feet, and in the half court, obviously pick it up. We were not good last year defensively, especially in the half court.
Well, Coach, exhibition games are coming up this week. Should be real exciting. Thanks for joining us, and good luck this season.
Thanks again. Appreciate it.